Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. In this video, let's talk about the round 2 of MotoGP, the Doha Grand Prix from the Lusail International Circuit at Qatar. This is not going to be a video in which I just tell you the top 10. It is going to be a little more detailed video in which we are going to talk about the important race events, how the race went through. And so in case you've missed anything from the race or you want to know a little bit in depth about what happened and how the race went, this is the video to watch. So guys, without further delay, let's get right into the video. For the qualifying, the two Pramac Ducatis of Jorge Martin and Johan Zarco were the top Ducatis, and they were 1 and 2 respectively. It was a really humbling experience for the factory Ducatis as they were down. Maverick Vinales completed the first row in P3, and do not forget Maverick Vinales won the first round from P3 only. So as the race began, Jorge Martin had a flyer of a start. He went on, he was really fast, he just broke away from the pack a little, and Johan Zarco followed him in turn 2. So the Pramac Ducatis who started 1 and 2 were 1 and 2 into turn 1 respectively. Miguel Oliveira, the KTM rider, had an amazing start as well. He was way down and he also managed to put himself up in the top 6 spots. Miguel Oliveira and the KTM were using the medium tire because the KTM did struggle a lot on the soft tire. With that, the Yamahas had a horrid start. They were down in 8th and 9th respectively. Suzuki's from row 3 had a good start. The Suzuki's were up to 5th and 6th. 5th was Alex Rins and 6th was Johan Mir, your world champion. Aleix Espargaro did a stunning job of putting the Aprilia on P4 when it comes to the first bend. From the first lap itself, the Suzuki showed intent, especially Alex Rins, and he started hunting down the two Pramac Ducatis. The factory Ducatis were outside the top 5. That is not something that we've come to expect from Jack Miller and Pecco Bagnaia. Then also when there were 19 laps to go, we see that Maverick Vinales has slipped down to P10. Again, something that's not expected of him given how good he was in the first race. And really horrible news for Valentino Rossi fans. The doctor was struggling down in P21. You don't expect to see him over there at any stage of the race. And 19 laps to go, Rins started making inways into Johan Zarco. Rins passes Zarco, but Zarco just blasts past him on the start and finish straight. He uses the superior Ducati horsepower, and a battle was ensuing between Alex Rins and Johan Zarco. But Alex Rins does take the lead again in one of the bends, does take the second place, again in one of the bends. And at this point, Rins is also showing his front wheel to Jorge Martin. But the battle is actually between Johan Zarco and Alex Rins. Rins would actually take the lead in one of the corners, but he couldn't build enough of a gap, due to which Zarco and the superior Ducati would just blast past Alex Rins on the start-finish straight using the slipstream and the superior horsepower, and that's how the battle was just going. I bet it's really pretty dejecting for the riders to see the Ducati just blast past, and they have to do all the efforts again to go back into that position. So with 15 laps to go, Pecco Bagnaia sets the fastest lap of the race, and he is finally the factory Ducati that wants to make his way up in front. At the moment, he was down in P5. And then with 14 laps to go, we see Alex Rins and Jorge Martin. The battle is going on. Alex Rins was showing him the wheel, but he wasn't really making a move in the middle stages of the race, but he was definitely always there. Martin knew he was always there, and Rins was basically just biding his time and waiting for the right moment to take the lead of the race. When 13 laps to go, we see that the factory Honda of Paul Espargaro was struggling down in P13. That is because the Honda has a problem with the soft tires. It does not function as well with the soft tires. It does amazing with the hard tires, and on the Lusail International Circuit, you need to use the soft tires. So the Honda we see was struggling. Honda before the race said that it would be really awesome if we could finish in the top 10, but that is what they were aiming for. So that tells you how much they were actually struggling. With 12 laps to go, we see Maverick Vinales was down in P9, but he does set the fastest lap of the race. He's finally coming back into the life as the fuel load decreases on the bikes. Maverick Vinales was trying to make inroads. With 11 laps to go, the Yamahas were in 8th and 9th position respectively, and they were waiting for the right time to pounce. With 10 laps to go, we see something really amazing. The top 3 riders are the Ducatis. Number 1 is Jorge Martin, number 2 is Johan Zarco, and number 3 is Pecco Bagnaia. With 9 laps to go, Miller and Mir are battling on the front straight, and at those high speeds, Miller actually hits Mir, and it was a really ugly incident. And because of this, Johan Mir actually slips really downwards. He slips as down as P9, and Miller did not look happy, because what happened is Mir actually put a move on Miller on the same lap, and it was a really aggressive move. It really rattled Miller, and I guess this is why Miller just came back on him, and basically it was given to the stewards, and the stewards declared that no further action has to be taken. Whatever has happened on track should be sorted on track. So with 5 laps to go, we see that Fabio Quartararo is going upwards. He is finally making inroads, and the Yamaha's superior corner speed as compared to Ducati is finally coming into play. He makes his way up to P3, takes the P3 from Johan Zarco, P2 from Johan Zarco, I'm really sorry. He takes the P2 as well, and then at the same time he is showing his wheel to Jorge Martin as well. Fabio Quartararo is on the charge. The superior corner speed is visible, and Fabio Quartararo on one of the right hand bends takes the lead from Jorge Martin. And after taking the lead, he makes sure that he also builds a gap. He takes the lead on the right hander, and he pulls away from Martin on the corners because of the superior corner speed of the Yamahas. And because of this, Jorge Martin cannot catch up to him on the straights, because he's just building a gap in the corners. What happens is Maverick Vinales actually sees this, and he also wants to join the party, but Maverick Vinales makes a mistake, because of which he is not able to actually claw everything back towards the end stages of the race. On the last lap, Fabio Quartararo has a proper lead at the top of the race, in the front of the race, and it was a battle for the second and third respectively. Second was Martin, third was Johan Zarco, but now it's personal. Now it's no more teammates. Now both the Pramac Ducatis are going to fight for the podium spots. So the battle continued, and Johan Zarco on the last lap makes a move on Jorge Martin, and he takes Martin for P2. So that is how it goes. That is how the race ends. Zarco and Martin was the last battle. Fabio Quartararo comfortably takes the victory in P1. It was followed up by Johan Zarco in P2, and P3 went to Jorge Martin. So those were your top 3 riders. It was an amazing race. It was a record race, because the top 10 riders were so close that they were just separated by 2 seconds. That is a record in MotoGP. It was anyone's race at any given point of time. Anyone could just come and win it. It was that kind of a race. It was really aggressive racing. Moves were made here and there, and it did not fail to live up to the expectations that we had. So guys, the top 10 of the top 10 riders were as follows. They will be flashing on your screen right now. Those were the top 10 riders. So guys, that is what those were the main events from the Doha Grand Prix, the second round of the MotoGP World Championship. So guys, if you liked what you saw, hit the like button. If you disliked the video, hit the dislike button twice. And guys, I also make many more videos. I upload 2 videos a week almost now. So if you are not subscribed to the channel, please hit the subscribe button. More MotoGP content coming your way very soon. With that, I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.